Welcome to the COMC High School Football Coaches Show, of course, presented, as always, by the great folks at Central Ozarks Medical Center, where your health is their mission. Also brought to you by MoDOT, Save Mo Lives, Slumberland Furniture, Slumberland at the Lake, Price & Randall, Injury Attorneys, and Lake Expo Real Estate at lakeexpo.com. And we have got Coach Shannon Jolley with us. We're inside this week here at the School of the Osage, home of the Indians, as we get ready for the district championship game on Friday night. Congratulations as you make another district championship, Coach. These things, they're hard to come by. You have to work hard to get to this point.
Yeah, I don't think everybody understands, not much less a district championship, but like to be a state champion, all the things that have to go your way, how healthy you have to be. And this season we've been fortunate to have just the perfect storm come together, at least give us a chance to play for. And that's kind of what we look for each year, and play our best football week 10 so you don't get eliminated. This year we're fortunate enough to win a bye, and now having an opportunity to win a district title and then move into what I call the state playoffs is exciting.
It is exciting. So your team, the Indians, 8-2. It's been a great season. You had a huge semifinal win on last Friday night, 63-19 over Hallsville. Was that your best game of the year, you think?
I don't know. I just think I'll put it like this. I think it was our best 2 weeks. So we had the bye, and our kids earned that bye, which is pretty special at that point. You know, we had Drake Williams banged up, got him healed up, and then it was just a really good 2 weeks of good football from our staff, from our players. I thought our guys did a great job because the 2 weeks went by fast.
Yeah. And
not getting to play for 2 weeks is weird. And so I think the kids were hungry, and I think our coaches did an excellent job of giving them the right things that they need. So I don't know if it was our best football, but it was our best preparation, and it was a really significant win.
Yeah, it was 63-19. I heard part of your post-game speech, your address to the players down on the field, and one of the things that caught my attention is you were talking about how balanced the offense was playing, how well the offense put it together Friday night.
Well, and I think people talk about complementary football, and they kind of use terms like that too much sometimes. But, you know, special teams and defense and offense, everybody's going to make mistakes. But if you're complementing each other, and I felt like that was what provided the balance. But no, I mean, you know, before where people might be able to load up in the box and make sure they're stopping some of our running game, we showed again. And again, I think our kids don't get credit. We can do a lot of things. But there's times, like even late in the second half, you know, you just don't, first of all, you don't want to rub in a loss or try to throw the ball in the second half to try to elevate your score. Statistics and stuff like that, we're very cautious about that. But then at the same time, you get limited when you're in a lopsided win. So being balanced usually comes when you play good teams.
Yeah.
And so Friday night helped us, at least in the first half, to be more balanced.
No doubt. And the first time I really saw that balance with your Indians was in the St. Francis Borgia game, where they really focused on stopping your run game, and your passing game is what ended up winning the game for you. As good as the offense was, your defense was really good on Friday night too.
Yeah, you go back and look at the Week 6 game when we played them to that game. Coach Hess and those guys always work extremely hard at putting things together. But yeah, they did some things really well against us in the first time. And then our kids were really on a mission to make sure that if you're going to make mistakes, we're just not going to make the same ones that we had film on. So I thought our kids played really well.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've got the district championship game right here at Osage on Friday night against Moberly. We'll talk more about that game when we come back on the COMC High School Football Coaches Show.
What? Like and follow.
Phones are very distracting. Which is why Missouri now has a law against holding a phone while driving.
Dude, what are you doing? You can't hold your phone while driving.
Yeah, that's illegal.
Buckle up.
At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center offers pediatrics at 2 lake locations and 3 OBGYNs at the Osage Beach Clinic, offering same-day appointments. At COMC, our doors are open to everyone, whether you live at the lake or just here visiting. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission. Welcome back to the COMC High School Football Coaches Show, getting ready for the district championship game Friday night right here at Osage Indians. We'll take on Moberly, the number 1 seed Osage team, against number 2 seed Moberly. So it goes according to plan. Coach Moberly beat Southern Boone, who was the 3rd seed in the district last Friday. But Moberly had to come from behind to get that win. Southern Boone started out fast.
Yeah, and we went back and obviously watched the game, and I'm going to do this. I don't do this very often, but I don't remember his last name, but number 0 from Southern Boone is probably one of the best players that I've seen all year. And he kind of wreaked havoc on Moberly, as he did with us and everybody else. So I think when people look at that, Southern Boone has some pieces, and that young man can play, and he's a great defender. So he gave him fits on there, but Moberly's gotten better, as hopefully we have too. So it should be a pretty awesome game.
Yeah, so this is actually a rematch of a game from earlier this year. I think it was the 2nd game of the season. And Moberly actually jumped out to a big lead on you guys. I think they were up 21-0 at halftime. And then you guys put together an amazing second half. And you were able to come back and win that. I think that was one of your 2 last-second wins on a field goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I tell people, I don't know that we beat those guys, but we won the game.
Right.
And it was a game unlike anyone I've had in my career. To score 38 points in the second half after being shut out was pretty unique. And then obviously with the last second field goal was the first for me as well. And but that kind of let us know early that we didn't have any quit in us, and that we could do more things. And we had some heart. I think coming back from that might be as significant as a game in our season as anything.
Yeah, absolutely, especially that early in the season. You were telling me before we sat down that the 2 teams, you guys and Moberly, are very similar. You have similar systems.
Yeah, offensively, we run some of the same schemes. So, you mentioned earlier, it helps with preparation, but on both sides.
Yeah.
If you know what you're trying to do offensively to attack defenses, and you see that in practice every day, you get a familiarity with it. So it'll really come down to execution, I think, and just who plays the hardest, and maybe who wants it the most.
Yeah, there you go. What are you looking for from your offense Friday night? What are they going to need to do to win?
I just think we need to sustain blocks. We'll go back and we'll show a little bit of film of last time's game to our guys, and I think they'll be pretty disappointed in maybe some of their performances in week 6, and then really excited, week 2, and then be excited about how far they've come. So we just expect to be better, show an improved version of doing similar things.
Yeah, okay, and we were talking earlier, I was trying to go back and remember how many district championship titles you've won over the years. You've won district championships here at Osage your first time around, and you were back here, this is your second time here. You won some district championships at Eldon, I believe, when you were there with the Mustangs. So it's special. It's a special year when you make it this far and you play for a district championship. You played for the district title and lost a couple years ago, I think, against a
Reed Spring.
Yeah, that's right, Reed Springs, who ended up going to the Final Four.
Yeah, it was snowing at that game. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
It's just cool to be in an elimination situation as a coach. As you get older, you want to win a bunch of games. You want to do that, but you want to be in games that matter. And district championship games are to me those. Because when I look at it as being a district champion, qualified, this is my own reason, it just, then you're in the state playoffs.
Yeah.
Because when you win that district title and then you get in and you get close to the quarterfinals, those games become on Saturdays, it's a different feel, and you're really in an elite group. But,
yeah, no doubt about it. Exciting. Friday night, district championship, Osage and Coach Jolley at home against Moberly team. Coming up next, we go over to Camdenton, talk with Lakers coach Par Pitts as their season has come to an end, so don't go anywhere.
Lake life starts here. At Lake Expo Real Estate, we know that buying or selling a lakefront property is more than just a transaction. It's the beginning of a new chapter. A chapter that we strive to make easy, from listing to closing. In a competitive market, we showcase your property to the masses online with LakeExpo.com, returning unmatched visibility. And if you're ready to buy that lake house, our team lives and breathes the lake lifestyle, so we know what this chapter is all about. At Lake Expo Real Estate, we believe in community, cherishing those lasting memories, and helping make your lake dream a reality. Check us out online to find lake properties. No logins, no distractions, just pure, unfiltered lake views and options. Lake Expo Real Estate, where we are ready to be a part of your next chapter.
Welcome back to the COMC High School Football Coaches Show. We are inside of Camdenton High School here, right in front of the trophy case. You've got a lot of football trophies right behind us here, Coach. A lot of great tradition at Camdenton with the football program.
Yeah, for sure. It's a great place to be. This is one of our areas. Just down the way is our state championship, so it's a pretty good place to be for sure. And it's
Absolutely.
awfully cold outside.
Yeah, awfully cold outside. That's why we're inside
Yeah.
today. But it's kind of special to be here. Actually, no students today, so we kind of have the freedom to come and do this.
Yeah.
And we talked about state championships at Camdenton. I think Camdenton's won 5 over the years. You were a part of at least one of those, right?
Yeah, the very first one in 1986. Yeah, so that was exciting.
Wow, I see, and I'm so old I remember 1986, right? Yep. So the season comes to an end for the Lakers in the district semifinals. You come up short on the road at Lebanon. That's a pretty good Lebanon team.
They were. They played really well. They were physical, played good defense. They had a great running game, great offensive line. Probably the most astounding fact, they were 4 or 5 passing for 185 yards.
Wow.
And so it was, and that's going into the game. We wanted them to throw the ball to try to win the game, and they did, and very effectively.
Yeah, but good running teams, I'll never forget, the old Oklahoma, Nebraska days. They ran 90% of the time, but on the few occasions they passed, it was usually wide open because nobody expected them to throw.
Yeah, when you're playing a team that's really heavy run, you've got to sell out to the run as often as you can and put them in a position they're going to throw. And so, unfortunately, we didn't know. We couldn't hone in on it right away. And they were effective. They got a good quarterback. They got good receivers. And so they could probably throw it more than they do.
Right, absolutely. So the Lebanon advances. I think Cap City advanced on the other side of the district tournament schedule. So they'll meet each other this Friday night. You've played them both this year. Who would you give the nod to, Cap City or Lebanon in the district championship?
Well, we've seen Cap City more over the last couple of years, and we know we're very familiar with what they can do. They have an outstanding defense. They've got a 4-time, going to be a 4-time All-State running back. So we know that they're going to be ready and play good defense. It's at their place. I think having the home field advantage is big. So they might have a slight advantage in terms of being able to win that football game. But I know it's going to be a good game. Both teams are really, really well coached and good teams.
Absolutely. It was kind of fun getting a game against Lebanon again and seeing that rivalry live a little bit again. Is there any chance in the future that will be a regularly scheduled game maybe, or maybe someday you guys could be back in the same conference?
We would love that opportunity, but right now the conference that they're in, they don't have any real non-conference. They have 2 divisions in their conference, and so they kind of trade in and out of that. They play one of the divisions, all of the teams, and then alternate to the other one. So they don't have any non-conference openings at this time, where we have 2 non-conference openings. And so we would be available if their schedule were to change, or we, for whatever reason got into a situation where we could get some open dates. We would love to play them, and we know that they would like to get that rivalry every year and be able to play each other.
That is a fun old rivalry, that's for sure. It was good to see that again. So when we come back on the COMC High School Football Show, we wrap up the football season for the Lakers. We'll talk about who you were most proud of on offense and on defense and much more. So don't go anywhere. This is the COMC High School Football Coaches Show.
Hey Hey everybody, it's Daryl Cunningham with Slumberland Furniture at the Lake. We're starting our Black Friday sale. I know it's early, but the deals are so good we couldn't wait. You need to come check them all out. We've got deals for every room of the house, and we're doing 0% interest financing for up to 36 months. And if you're going to do a Tempur-Pedic or Stearns & Foster, we're going to extend that to 72 months. Don't forget, we deliver the entire lake area, so come check it all out at Slumberland Furniture. We're bringing happy home.
Competing on the field requires hard work.
It also requires effort and making good choices, which carries over off the field.
Like good choices behind the wheel of your car. Did you know that a driver is 20 times more likely to be in a serious accident if texting and driving?
Last year alone, 104 people were killed in Missouri from distracted driving.
So keep leading the statistics. Don't become one.
Buckle up, phones down. This Drive Safe, Boat Safe reminder brought to you by Price & Randall Injury Attorneys.
Welcome back to the COMC High School Football Coaches Show inside Camdenton High School in front of the one of the many trophy cases here. A lot of football championships over the years for the Camdenton Lakers. So it was kind of a tough year for you this year, but we saw a lot of growth. You in the playoffs, you beat a team that you lost to start the season, so you do see the growth from over the year.
Yeah, and that's what you hope every year, regardless of what your record is at the end of the year. You want to be a better football team at the end than you were at the beginning, and we definitely accomplished that. We grew on really in all three phases in our special teams, our offense, and our defense, and so we had a lot of young guys get quality reps and really grew as the season went along. Our seniors did a good job fighting through all the tough times that we had.
Mm-hmm.
So it was one of those really sort of melancholy at times. It was really tough to handle those rough times when we were on a losing streak. But our guys played our best football at the end.
Absolutely. And you made some big changes in the middle of the year on offense, went to more of a passing game, and that worked out really well. Who were the offensive guys that you were most proud of this year?
Well, I think Michael Machino is one of those guys that really grew as the season went along at quarterback and was able to be very effective running the ball and throwing the ball. Chase Heron is a guy that came in, it's his first year here at Camdenton and played receiver for us, did an amazing job. Cole Jennings was one of those guys that really came on strong, the last half of the season at receiver. And Quentin Cruson was our most dynamic receiver. He caught a lot of balls and made a lot of big plays. So, I felt like our offensive line improved a ton and sort of with one of those things where we had to transition from being a downhill running line to a pass blocking line. So they had to make those adjustments. And so I was proud of the way that they did that.
Absolutely. And then you go over to the defensive side of the ball. Same kind of a thing. When you made that change on offense, that put more pressure on the defense because they're going to have a whole lot more times to get out there and play. And so who stepped up? Who are you really proud of on defense this year?
Well, I think Andy Diaz was one of our guys that we knew was going to be good for us and had a great season. Paul Muff really did well, a real dynamic defensive lineman. Sean Hasker was one of our guys that really stepped up and was a leader for us and played really good linebacker. Cole Jennings, I talked about him on offense. He was our strong safety and did a tremendous job of being able to get in both worlds, pass and run stopping. Lucas Roth was a guy that's a returning starter on defense as a corner. Did a great job. Was one of our leading tacklers for the season. So, I think those guys kind of led us and did a great job of growing as the season went along.
Yeah. What does Misha let you do in the off season? Do you get a lot of time to work and do weightlifting and stuff like that?
Yeah, we can train physically. Weightlifting is going to be paramount in what we're going to do. Getting stronger, getting faster, those things are important. And then in the springtime, you get a chance to go and practice. We have a 7-week period, I think, that you can have practice during the week. You can't wear pads, but you can go out there and practice and work on your skills and your schemes.
Yeah, I bet you're looking forward to that.
Yeah,
right.
For sure.
I mean, season exciting. Just ended. It's like, let's get back at it. Let's get going again.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, thank you for your time all year long. We appreciate it. We look forward to next year, and I'm sure it'll be another great Camdenton Laker off season this year. So
thank you. Appreciate it.
And that is your COMC High School Football Coaches Show, of course, presented by the great folks at Central Ozarks Medical Center, where your health is their mission. Also brought to you by MoDOT. Save Mo Lives, Slumberland Furniture, Slumberland at the Lake, Lake Expo Real Estate at lakeexpo.com, and Price & Randall Injury Attorneys.